as you can see, I'm in the car, which the seagulls have, I'm not even going to show you it in case you're eating your breakfast. It is absolutely disgusting what the seagulls have done to our car. Anyway, I'm just about to start my Saturday class, so I can't be too long. You're looking at 10 minutes. This is really important that you listen up. I am shocked. I am... dropped the phone, I think. I went for a beauty treatment. I'm not going to tell you what I had done. I don't want to... The lady said I could share this story, by the way, but I don't think it's fair if I kind of say exactly where I went, etc. And she was a very fit woman doing my beauty treatment. The best quads. I'm a bit quad obsessed, and if anybody knows me, I like big quads and big bumps. I think you can really sculpt them, you can drop the bad body fat on them, they're strong, and I probably like them because God didn't give me them. God gave me more of, I wouldn't say a ballerina body at all, but definitely not much shape. I can't build much shape. Anyway, so she had, you know, we always look at things and go, I'd really like that. I'm training hard to do that. So I just asked her what she did, and she trains at a really hardcore gym in Hove. And was telling me what she did. She's also done Olympic bodybuilding, which is weight training, where you pick up a really heavy bar. You might have seen it on Instagram, pick a really heavy bar and then it goes above your head. You know, it's heavy stuff, big stuff. So she does stuff like that, which has definitely changed her body, etc. Really hard work, training 6-7 times a week, eating really well all the time. You know, this is beyond fitness. This is a lifestyle. This is competing. So she's an athlete. Anyway, so she was telling me about it and some classes that I could go to if I wanted to get into it, called CrossFit, and blah, blah, blah. So me being me, went straight in with, well, how's your pelvic floor? She was a bit shocked because nobody, I don't think, has ever asked her. She went, it's all right, it's fine. So also it withstands all this pressure, does it? You know, you've never, do you leak when you cough or sneeze? And she went, oh, yeah. I said, have you ever leaked in class, in your CrossFit class? And she was like, oh yeah, if I do double unders, it's like this rope thing. I was like, okay. Anyway, we talked about it a bit more and she didn't understand. She said, it's okay though, because we work on our core in class. So I said, oh, okay, what do you do then? And she said, oh, I do planks and sit-ups. So I said, did you know that puts more pressure on the core system and that puts more pressure on the pelvic floor unless they are done correctly? And I've not met a woman in my class that has done them straight off correctly, me included. So she started to ask questions, which was really nice. You know, well, isn't it normal that this happens? And how do I stop the pressure? And then she opened up to me and told me that she had pissed herself on stage, lifting these heavy weights. And that it's normal. And I said, I know it's classed as normal because the CrossFit industry have been targeted by the women's health physios. This is more in America because it's coming over from America. And they're targeting them because there's posters going around encouraging women to CrossFit, saying if you don't leak, you're not lifting hard enough. Okay, so this has caused an amazing what's going on Instagram at the moment, and the women's health physios have got involved. And the interesting thing is, most of these women are scared of giving up a sport that they love, so that they're scared of telling anybody, and they think it's, yeah, you know, and they're told that actually by their male coach that if they're not leaking, or if they leak, they've lifted harder, you know, they've lifted good. They're actually getting a round of applause on stage for leaking. But the thing is, the women's health physios would actually help them out. And there's a particular one that I rave on about all the time. Well, two, Brianna Battles and Julie Weeb. And they're actually going to the CrossFit gyms and educating the women and the trainers. And they're modifying it. And what they have done is actually, in the CrossFit industry, got a modification in for CrossFitters. So how to modify the exercise if you leak, and they've got that approved, I believe, by the CrossFit. So that is amazing, and I can only think it's going to come this way. But the issue is, and I've got loads more to say on this, and I totally agree with athletes. Would I, if I was that person, weigh myself, and I trained and could get first place, and this is my joy, my love, you know, it's like a footballer who damages their knees, but they carry on, would I give up? And I probably wouldn't, yeah? But these people we're talking about are athletes. And what is going to happen, and what is happening, is the CrossFit, it was boot camp and HIIT training, now it's coming to CrossFit, okay? It's really hardcore exercise. It does get results. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough to do it. I'm not saying I'm not going to train to do it, because I'm interested in it. But normal women with not the correct training are going to these CrossFit classes, and they are wearing pads to stop them from pissing themselves, okay? That is not right. That is not normal, and that is not fitness. If you are doing it to lose weight, which I spoke to this lady about, and she said most of the people in the CrossFit class are over 40 with children. Now, this woman who did my beauty treatment hasn't got children, and she's pissing herself, okay? So, and they don't talk about it. Sometimes they all know that they wear sanitary towels, and some of them have mentioned, some of them have actually left, rightly so, because they were leaking. Some of them just carry on and ignore it, and do some pelvic floors. So, whose fault is it? Is it the instructor's fault for not asking the right questions? Or is it the person that is leaking's fault for not telling the instructor? Okay, so if you had a bad knee, you would go to that CrossFit instructor and say, I've got a bad knee, and they would know how to modify it, or they would actually say to you, this class isn't for you. But we're not talking about it, are we, girls? Okay, and that is the issue. And it's embarrassing, probably. That's why we're not talking about it. So whose fault is it? When you sign up for these boot camp, CrossFit, HIIT training workouts, you are signing up to say you are fit and well to take the strain on the body. You should not be going with knee problems. You should not be going with back problems. You should not be going with neck problems. And you certainly shouldn't be going with diastasis recti or pelvic floor problems. That doesn't mean that you can never go there. That doesn't mean that your fitness thing is over. That doesn't mean that you're going to put on 2 stone because you can't go to these classes. If you're going to these classes for weight loss, this is where you are going wrong. Weight loss comes with what you put in your mouth, believe me, okay? So whose fault is it? I'm not sure it's the instructor's fault. I think it's about time that we took charge of our own bodies, and we didn't believe what the fitness industry told us. We didn't believe that if we buy the Lean 15 book and do the Body Coach workout, we are going to look like however he says in his before and after pictures. He never mentions pelvic floor. Never. Okay? Actually, he did something about weight loss on the telly the other day, and I'm not bitching him off, because I'm saying it's not his fault. Yeah? He did something about weight loss, and he picked up a woman, and they did HIIT training, and he got her to lose weight. But I'm wondering at what expense to her body she lost that weight. But this is the thing. It doesn't mean that you can't exercise having pelvic floor issues. I've got ladies with prolapse that I got them to do a modified burpee the other day. Yeah? So, but we need to educate ourselves in pelvic floor and diastasis, and that's why I do the level 1s and the level 2s, and I really want everybody to come in on a level 1. Even if you're a CrossFitter, they would come in at a level 1 with me. Now, of course, when I'm back from my holidays, I am going to approach these gyms and train, or ask if I can train the coaches, and give them the right questions to ask, because I did wrong here as well. I used to do HIIT training at Raleigh Hall. Cara Lou, Neris used to come, And I presumed when I said that you had to be to a certain level to do these classes, that people were, and people weren't pissing themselves, and people, you know, were aware of their body. And that's why I stopped them, because I knew that there was mums there with pelvic floor issues jumping around that shouldn't. And that's why I know I went on to do the online stuff. Something's just beeped on my phone and I don't know what. Oh, engine. Oh, hang on, I'm back. Change screens. Yeah. And that's why I changed it. You know, I do teach hardcore classes now, particularly with level 2. But I know that I have took every single one of those ladies through an intensive course on pelvic floor and core in fitness. So after sort of 12 weeks with me, you do a 6 week on level 1, 6 week on level 2. I'd like you to do another 6 weeks if you can, but you know, even if you just do level 1 and level 2, I know you can go out to any gym class and modify it. And I know that if you didn't know how to modify it, you would either come to speak to me, you would go to the instructor, and if they didn't know, I'm hoping you would leave the class or get them to come and speak to me. And I know that their exercise for the rest of their life is pelvic floor, core, back, safe. I have prolapse messages all the time, and it's often from women that are the fit women, okay, and have bounced back. Or ignored stuff, or didn't even know stuff, and then it's gone pop. Okay, and you know what? I sympathise with every single one of these women, because it's not your fault. It is not anything that you have done wrong because you weren't educated. But what I'm saying now is, if you don't sort it out either with me, or find an instructor near you, or go and see a woman's health physio, or go and see the doctor, and if they say do Kegels, go and see another doctor or go private. Yeah, so I've got to go now because my class is starting. The level 1 is up on the website now to book. So it's superchargeclub.co.uk. It is £99 for 6 weeks. You get 6 weeks training with me in a studio with about another 4 to 6 mums, depending on their availability and ability, because I try to match people up. And then you get 7 email content as well, which is worth hundreds and hundreds of pounds. That's level 1. When you've completed level 1, you can go on to level 2 and you get more about diet. So level 1 does include diet. They are at a studio in Hove on Conway Street, and they start the 9th of April for 6 weeks on a Monday, Wednesday or Friday. I know it's the school half term, I have been told, but there was no way with bank holidays and everything else we could fit it all in till the next school holiday. So it's an hour. You can ask, beg a friend, okay? If you're on a school WhatsApp group, put a WhatsApp group out. Can anybody have my child for 1 week? Okay, unless you go to private school, and then it'll be 2. So yes, so you go on, you go on the calendar and you actually go, okay, Monday 11:30, that works for me. You click on that class, and then you buy. And there's only, I don't think there's even 15 spaces up. Yeah, because they've just sold out without even putting them up. Now, anybody that is already training with me and has asked me to save their space, your space is saved. Okay, you don't have to go onto the booking system. Okay, your space is saved. This is for the new clients. Yeah. Right, over now. Bye.